Hello, I hope that everyone has been well. I've been working on my own little thing about Black people. I'm so in love with it. I can't wait to figure everything out and share. But with that being said, I hope you have been doing really good, as I said before. I hope y'all children, y'all mothers, y'all grandfathers, y'all grandparents, y'all great-grandparents. I hope everyone is doing really good in life right now. And if they aren't, I wish you the best in life. And may Allah open new doors for you to flourish. May Allah calm your hearts and your mind. Ameen. With that being said, this segment is just going to be about what I learned in 2023. So I hope you enjoy little notes I took in the past couple of months. Well, since the last time I told you what I learned in 2023. Here's a few things that I live by and I have learned. It's not even a word, but yeah. Here we go. 2023 taught me until you awake, you are either a prisoner of your past or a prisoner of the future. Mindfulness will keep you away from being a prisoner within your own body. Don't get trapped in the problems of other people around you. Save yourself first, then go back and try to help others. Breathe in the problems you can't solve and breathe them out. Breathe in the problems you cannot solve and breathe them out. We can't change certain things. However, if you stay still, they'll change themselves. Go outside, let in the sounds of nature to calm yourself, because you yourself are also a part of nature. Always get some sunlight. It's important. Drugs suppress your feelings. They are not the cure. Your thoughts are not always your own. There is other entities living alongside us. Be mindful and stay protected. If you can find a way to silence the noise inside your mind, nobody can control you. Quran's vibrations are the best frequency to heal your mind, body, and soul. Quran can remove evil frequency away from your body. The system will keep you so busy so you have no time to connect with the higher power. And I hope you sit down and think about that. The system will keep you so busy so you have no time to connect with the higher power. Because if you're not connected to the source, the system will use that out of you until you're nothing. Until you probably take some and end your own, life. If you get what I mean. Well, anyways, I hope you get it. They want you to worship the system and die for the system. I hope that one sinks in. Other healed individuals will also make you sick. Other healed individuals will also make you sick. And I hope that one also sinks in. When we are in a group setting, we are absorbing all of their energies. Then we spend weeks detoxing it. And that is why we feel tired, exhausted most of the time. It's not just these human beings' energies that we consume. It is also the entities we don't see. We consume their energies also. Muslims are the only people who stay clean 5 times a day. They always wipe away the negativity. And trust me, I'm not saying it is all Muslims, but the Muslim that prays 5 times a day is cleaner than most people. We are always trying to wipe away negativity. Every couple of hours, we are returning that bad energy back to where it comes from. We are purified. There's a lot of Muslims who do not pray 5 times a day. They're not wiping away the bad energy. They keep that bad energy. That is why they continue to be hooked to the system and doing things for the system, because they're never clean. I hope that makes a lot of sense. Time to move on. We are in a fake world, also known as the Matrix, and Muslims are the blueprint to escape it. I feel like this will go over a lot of people's heads. But the book, The Matrix, I believe it was by a Black woman, that just kind of like reminded me, I'm gonna use this little part for something else that I'm working on. It fits into what I'm working on. But with that being said, y'all saying that we live in a matrix. If you're in a matrix, Islam is the blueprint to escape it. I'm working on it. I promise I will explain it further. But there is so many rules in Islam to protect you from everything in the system. God says this world is fake. And y'all saying we'll live in a matrix. So everyone knows this world is fake. But like I said, Islam is the blueprint. There's a reason why they don't want you to practice or know Islam. And most of you are dumb enough to think that Islam is a bad religion because you are looking at someone else's programming of what they experienced in their childhood. Arab culture is not Muslim. It's not Islam. Some of the African cultures, they're not Islam. I promise you, you need to separate Islam from culture and tradition. These things do not fit into Islam. There's a lot of traditions in someone's like things they do in a culture that do not fit into Islam. Please remember that. I also need to write that down because at the end of the day, you guys are ruining what Islam is about because y'all think what someone does in their culture is Islam. And you are taking such a beautiful thing away from yourself. Please stop doing that. Anyways, a Muslim is always protected from the unseen world when they worship correctly. That is absolutely correct. And you will never understand this if you are not a Muslim and you do not pray, or you are confusing culture and Islam together and you're like, oh, I think that's weird. I don't want to be a part of that. Yeah. Work on yourself. No matter what, don't water the seeds of hatred. Don't water the seeds of hatred. Don't water it in a white person. Don't water them in a black person. Do not water them in a Jewish person. Do not water it in a Chinese or Japanese person. Don't water the seeds of hatred. Most definitely do not water the seeds of hatred within yourself. Don't do it. You know you feel bad when you're angry. You know you question your whole spirit when you're angry. I know you ask yourself, why did they make me so angry? Yeah, stop watering that seed. I'm not saying you will never get taken advantage of if you don't got hatred. And you know I'm right. Anyways. Our thoughts manifest into this world through our speech and our actions. Our thoughts manifests into this world through our speech and our actions. That is why in Islam you must keep praying. You must keep studying the Deen, Islam, so that your thoughts don't just wander around into doing the wrong things. That is what I have learned. If I control my thoughts, I can control my actions. If I don't control my thoughts, then my actions become the thoughts that I have not been very cautious about. And I've been in a lot of situations because of that. Anyways, Alhamdulillah. I don't know why I said that. I'm mad thinking about that. The fact that I experienced a lot of things. Time to move on. Every human being is gifted and can sense energy. It's just that some people are asleep. The most powerful you can be is when you are awake and you are studying the Word of God. And people, this is what I did not like at all, is when someone will be like, oh, I have discernment, or I have these special things, or I'm a prophet. Like, and they make themselves feel like they are above you. You are not above nobody. Okay? You may have a lot of knowledge, more than another person. That still does not mean you are above another person. A pope is not above you. Okay? You can go study from them. This is hypothetical. You can go study from a pope or a Muslim imam. You can study from these people who are very educated in a religion. By no means are they better than you. Okay? They're not. No human being, including your mother, is better than you. The only person who is better than everyone else is the prophets that God himself had sent. They were better than the people. But still, most of them have fear of what God would do to them. Example, Prophet Muhammad is the best example for people of Islam. But even Prophet Muhammad said, I do not know what will happen to me. So please make sure that you study Islam and you follow the Deen and you follow what I taught you. That's what I'm saying. No one alive right now is better than you. We were supposed to be the best we can be for ourselves so Allah can have mercy on us. And I hope that makes sense. Time to move on. There is many people who are awakened but use it to manipulate other people who are not awake. I can use myself an example. When I was asleep, people used my kindness. They manipulated me. They thought I was dumb. Like, no one guided me the way I want to be guided, but all I knew is that I like people who are smarter than me. And I think that kind of helped me because of how my mind was working back then. But people manipulated me. And then when I woke up, I cried. I was just crying for days because it was taking a minute to ground myself. Not only that, I was having psychosis. To be honest, I don't know how I did that without getting locked up in a hospital for months. But I did it. But it's the fact that when I was asleep, I got used. I got abused by people who are gaining consciousness. That's just crazy to me. But nonetheless, it's time to move on. Here is what you can do sometimes to calm yourself down. Close your eyes and say, breathe in, I'm aware of my thoughts. Breathe out, my thoughts are permanent. Breathe in, I'm aware of my desire for wealth. Breathe out, I'm aware that wealth isn't permanent. Breathe in, I'm aware of my sexual desires. Breathe out, sexual desires aren't permanent and bring sickness. Breathe in, I want to be famous. Breathe out, if I'm famous, they might kill me and I might lose myself or I might lose my families. Remember to delete all emails and it'll help your mental health. This includes your iMessages. Clean up your email, clean up your iMessages, clean up your Snapchat messages, get rid of friends you don't want. All of that, they have to go. Take walks and learn about the plants that surround you. Create clean space to read about life. Disconnect from social media. Disconnect from bad habits. Buy noise canceling headphones. Since I have autism, wearing headphones does help. So I would say wear headphones that cancels out the noise. I tend to tweak a little if I'm hearing too much noise at once. Like, I get irritated. Like, I feel like my head starts to ring. I hear ringing sounds in my head, and it kind of like, it bothers me so much. Like, I get agitated. Yeah. But anyways, especially if you're wearing headphones, noise canceling headphones. I hate having speech impediment. When you wear noise canceling headphones, it will help cancel out the unwanted music, unwanted frequency that you hear in the public to mess up with your thought process. You're welcome. Sometimes we meet the greatest people when we are not our best self. And it's okay. Just pray for them when you do miss them. And I mean, like, throughout life, you'll meet absolutely, like, amazing people. And you will mess up because you are not healed and you're not yourself. You can always speak to your ex when they have done you wrong. Be strong to hear the wrong answers. I abide by this. My exes would tell you that, well, my exes do talk to me and I do talk to them back, but that's because I'm impossible to get rid of. And I don't mean that in like, I'm annoying, but rather I have such a kind heart that my exes would have to create a really bad narrative about me to people for them to be like, oh, I can't talk to this girl because I spoke bad about her. But me personally, I can't do that. When I talk bad about somebody, it does something to my spirit to the point where I feel so uncomfortable. I just have to stop doing it. You know, especially when I have a lot of love for that person. Even if they hurt me, the amount of love I used to have for them forces me to not want to be that type of person that just waters the seeds of hatred, you know? So I used to always talk to my ex, like, you have no reason to hate me. I will abide by the rule that you don't want love. I will abide by that. But as a human being, if I say hi to you and I check up on you, there's nothing wrong with that. There is no white man that can tell me that. There's no health counselor that can tell me, oh, you're not supposed to talk to another human being. Because what the F you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Like, did God come down here and tell you you can't talk to that person? No. So therefore, I will talk to my ex if I want to talk to my ex. They should have never walked into my life because I know who I am. That's why I hardly ever dated. People can tell you that. I don't date mainly because the idea of getting hurt doesn't work with me. And I know how nice I am. So I restricted myself from dating for a minute. But nonetheless, but I digress. But yeah. Take my advice when I tell you this. Do not fear your exes. And if you are obsessed, if you're the type of person who's like very obsessed, I understand you want to talk to this person, but go on hiatus, disappear, okay? And work on yourself before you ever send hey to your ex, because you must have the heart and the strength to be able to get the wrong answers and be okay with it. I was always prepared to hear, F you, bitch. I'm sorry I cussed. I was always prepared to hear that, you know, but I knew they just mad, and them being mad is not my fault. I do not care. Work on your feelings. But if I see you, I'm going to say hi. What's wrong with saying hi? All of a sudden, you want to pretend as if we wasn't doing it. People are weird. People are really weird. Now you feel high and mighty. You want to pretend like you wasn't bending someone's daughter. What? Anyways, exes make no sense to me, because I'm going to talk to you. Nonetheless, you actually do not have to take my advice at all, because right now I do not talk to any of my exes. But that's because I just don't want to say hi to them no more. I don't hate them. I don't. But if they were to say hi, I would say hi back. That's what you have to understand. If they were to hit me up and say, hey, Nina, how you been? I'd be like, I've been good. How about yourself? I joke about our mistakes. I joke about the pains I felt. I'm cool with that, because I'm cool like that. You feel me? Like, I'm a great person. Sometimes. Alhamdulillah. For my experiences. Time to move on. I got too personal there. Time is not money. You're not meant to be... Okay. Time is not money. You are not meant to be farmed for your time. Okay? Don't let the system and the government farm you for those 16 hours for $1.99. God did not have you for you to be farmed. Remember that. Don't forget that. The home we all suffer for is returning back to our Creator. That is home. Ever since our teenage years, we always trying to run back to home. What you don't understand is, even though if you were a kid, there was still trouble in your life. You were protected by Allah. God protected you from surrounding chaos by not allowing your little mind to experience all of that at that age. So ever since then, and you realize how life really is, you've been trying to run back home. You're running to the comfort that God has given you when you're a kid. And what you don't understand is you can get that back. Just now you have to go find your Creator. Yeah. Only then, after you find your Creator, do you finally know, I feel at home. It's so cute. Life is so cute. I'm sorry. I'm so proud of myself. Most of these things, I came up with them by myself. That's how I know, like, God loves me. Anyways, to continue. Most of our days are spent on thoughts that don't even matter and things that aren't even real. Remember that. Go to sleep on time. Social media can wait. Education in today's society is free. So I don't know why you're sitting in your bed talking about, I wish I went to college. I wish I knew this. Go on YouTube. Search what you want to know. Take a notebook. Take notes. Educate yourself. It's free. While you are doing that and while you are like educating your mind for free, whatever you have found interesting that you took notes on, then take that and look for a career. Then go to college for that. Otherwise, educate yourself for free. It's free. You're welcome. I don't mean to be rude. But anyways, God is so powerful that he educated folks to put that education out for free for everybody. That is God. You feel me? God is that good. You're welcome. Allah loves us so much that he created the internet so we can see each other thrive, so we can help each other. People are so tuned in to the white man's reality that you guys forget that we are the most, I can't say powerful, spiritual people to ever walk on this earth. Remember that, because before they used to worship a lot of deities, a lot of nonsense. Now the majority of the human population worships God Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I love Islam. Anyways, moving on. The internet is like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Remember this. You'll stuff yourself and regret it later. And by that, I mean, sometimes we may consume way too much of nonsense from the internet that you're going to be filled with regret by the time you go to bed. You're going to be like, why did I do that? It's 4 a.m. and I got school in 2 hours. Or I got work in 2 hours. And in my opinion, that usually happens when someone's life is not right. Distracting yourself from reality. It's so dumb because as soon as you wake up, you're going to have to deal with what made you stay up until 4 a.m. But with that being said, moving on. Read books. If you're not reading, your mind will be occupied by worldly things that bring misery. You actually do have to save yourself. Keep going just a little bit more and you'll escape the matrix. You will leave the dunya. And I don't mean by leave it by death. You will literally escape the dunya. If you find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you find your deen, if you find your faith in God, you escape the matrix. You escape it. Everything starts to look like what it is. Fake as fake as F. I'm not to just cuss. But I'm trying though, so I just can't do it freely like that. But yeah. I'm sorry I breathed into the phone. Moving on. Nobody on earth can fulfill the need of family and friendship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Drugs are meant to slave you. Slavement to heal your wound is okay. You know, when you have a broken back or broken bone, and that drug is slaving your mind a little bit to make you forget about how much it hurts, that's okay. But enslavement of your soul is the worst to exist. Drug dealers are okay with treating their neighborhoods or people of the same ethnicity as farm animals, herding the masses to narcotics that are not meant for consumption. Drug dealers slave the minds of children, weaken the souls of teenagers for a quick buck. A drug dealer blacklisting you is God's gift to you. Making it out of the matrix on your own is bittersweet because you realize people close to you were actually using you. Vibing in the streets comes with a hefty price that you'll pay with your soul. Vibing in the streets comes with a hefty price that you'll pay with your soul. And that one segment, I was talking about how white people be going inside other people's countries doing some foolery. That's what I mean. Vibing to their BS comes with you hurting your soul. Some of y'all are way too distracted with a white person's Hollywood. It's just like, ugh. But anyways, to continue. Your friends are most likely setting you up. They are in the matrix. They don't care for you. A person who parties way too much is in the matrix. A person who doesn't know how to live life without dating is in the matrix. A person who's so focused on a career that they don't know what's going on around them, they are still in the matrix. You know what I mean? So, I don't know why anyone would be sad if a friend is no longer around them. God is protecting you. You don't know what the other person is up to or who controls them or what their desires are. Just let it be. Let it go. Friends do set you up. I could give you an example of all of these things. But anyways, this segment is not about that, even though I did include personal stuff. It's not about that. But yeah, watch out for your friends. They're not your friends. As a matter of fact, I would say much rather don't if you're not a Muslim or an Orthodox Christian, don't trust none of the people you're around. You're welcome. Men will beg you. They say you were easy. It's chef's kiss. Men will beg you for some coochie or anything for that matter, then say that you were easy to manipulate. I had a man that I was not interested in for a year and some months. This entire time, I did not know that him and his friends were like, oh, I was easy. And the entire time, I thought he was literally easy to... But I never really touched him. I never touched him until like later, after like a year or so. And I was like, I'm kind of curious. But it was just terrible. So technically, please, men don't understand. A woman has to say yes to you. And her saying yes to you does not mean that she's easy at all. It just means that she thinks you are the easy one. She thinks you are easy to get. This is why y'all will literally get diseases. It's not because women are easy. It's the fact that you are easy. It's the fact that you know there's women out there who could look at you and think you're easy. Most of you have to understand, if you think a female is a slut when you meet her, then you probably show yourself as a slut to her, and she knows you are a slut. That is why some of you get rejected, because female, I don't know if saying female is wrong. I feel like that's wrong. I'ma redirect myself. Women are much smarter than men think. Women have probably been doing research on you way before you approached them. Now, you might have met women who are just starting up at the bottom. At the bottom, meaning these women are innocent, like the innocent souls. Like, you know what I mean? The woman at the bottom that you meet and manipulate, she's protected by God. So if you hurt her, just know you're about to experience a very karmic debt. Now, the women who know how men roll, the ones who are experienced with your BS, the woman that has been lied to multiple times, who gave y'all chances, that one cannot be manipulated. Please find someone else to manipulate, because you going to her and thinking, oh, this person is easy. She thinks you're an idiot. She will use you for a quick F2, if we're being honest. But I digress. It's not about that. I just don't like men who do that to women. I have to fit that in there. I heavily dislike men who do that to women. I hate men who approach women with the idea of, I think this person is easy. And that's why y'all deserve everything women do to y'all. Period. Anything a woman does to you, maybe you should have kept your bum at home. That would have helped you. But instead, you decided to mess with somebody who's crazy enough to break your car and burn your house down. And y'all pretty much deserve it. Y'all deserve it. Because, anyways, moving on. I don't know how long I lasted talking about that. But anyways, be careful, y'all. Please have all 4 eyes open when it comes to men. Your cooch is an eye. You're welcome. Moving on. If your friend's man hits you up, your friend has most likely spoke ill will of you. I hate having speech impediment. I'm going to read that again so I can feel good about myself. If your friend's man hits you up, your friend has most likely spoke ill will of you. Please, I'm going to need you to listen straight up. That is why when you tell your friend, oh, your man hit me up, she gets mad at you. Because she's guilty of talking bad about you. So it's better off if her man hits you up, you disconnect from both of them. You do not give your friend an explanation of why you're not talking to her. You just go separate ways. This is healthier. You know why? She will say, this person stopped talking to me. I don't know why she did it. No, avoid her at all costs. Give it 2 weeks or give it a month. In that time, it gives you time to process your emotions on why he did what he did. And then in this month, you might see her true colors. And that is what you need in order to know where you should be at in life in the next few years without her or with her. You're welcome. Moving on. The person who speaks bad about you most likely does the same thing. Let me explain that again. The person who speaks bad about you to other people, most likely they do the same thing as you. Theirs isn't public yet. You're welcome. And I'm speaking from experience. You're welcome. And the human experience is most likely recycled. So with that being said, all these tests have been tested before. So all the answers are among us in books. Everything you need to know. But like I said, that person who talks about you the most either has experience and it's not public, or they're about to experience it, because God don't play about that. God gonna say, oh, you are in her business. Test, like, you're talking about her tests, her trials and tribulations. Oh, okay. Now watch the tables turn, and I hope you handle the same trials and tribulations the same way she did. Exactly. That's what's gonna happen. Moving on. Sexual interactions is exchange of energy. So an energy that isn't bonded by God will break you down so you can rebuild. Okay. Sexual interactions is exchange of energy. So an energy that you have sexual interactions with that is not bonded by God or the church or the mosque, God will break you down so you can rebuild, like recharge that energy and become pure all over again. And I hope that makes sense, because I'm not repeating that. I forgot what I said. I had to mentally correct it, because it's not that way in my book. Being a parent is not always a part of your journey. Being an auntie is better anyways. You feel me? Having children is much more deeper than people expect. And I understand most people crave it really bad. I've been there. But just, let it go. You don't know what God is saving you from. Moving on. Even after healing, God will test you on your compassion and your gratitude. I have like a beef with people who are very spiritual, but they do not believe in God. Those people are weird. Because they say the same thing. Oh, after your healing journey, the universe will test you again. Ooh, just saying that made me mad. Anyways, moving on. The creator of the universe asked us to call him Allah. So you know he's the only one you need and has no partners. You don't really need to be your mom's favorite child or your dad's favorite child. They probably aren't God's favorite servant. I ate that up. I'm sorry, that sounds crazy. The bigger person. I was so excited that I forgot what I was saying. I need to stop snorting when I laugh. But be the bigger person and don't compete with your siblings. Be patient now, or rush everything and learn patience the hard way. I was option 2. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Nobody alive is better than anyone. Allah controls all our destinies. I ate that up too. Nobody alive is better than anyone. Allah controls all our destinies. Left no crumbs. Okay. The conqueror writes history. They came, they conquered, and they wrote. Now you don't expect people who came to invade us to write the truth about us. They will always write negative things about us. And they have to do that because they have to justify the invasion. We don't write our own history. It has always been handed down to us orally by our elders. Of course, the white man came and he writes history. In fact, you don't know anything about your place until the white man gets there. Until the white man comes to any place, nothing lives. It's only when he comes and says, poof, I've discovered you. Now you exist, which is ridiculous. And this is a quote I got from the African community. Instead of a C, there's a K. And that was on Twitter. With that being said, I hope you have enjoyed my segment. I had fun reading that. Yeah. I don't know if I'll learn anything until December is done, but if I do, I will tell you. But this is what I learned in 2023. Y'all enjoy your week or your month. Don't get manipulated. Please stay safe. Trust God first, because He will bring people you could trust in your circle. Your family is still learning life. Matter of fact, you may even know more than them about life than they know themselves. So please be kind. You need to view them as a spirit in the journey of earth. Maybe you'll understand a little bit better. It will help you avoid things a whole lot better. Because sometimes I ignore my mom because I'm like, oh, you just a fool just like me. We both said yes, we want to experience life, and we're both here. Look at us. Sometimes I just look at it like that. If anyone's sick in your families, I wish you guys healing. May Allah protect your children. May Allah protect your grandparents, your parents, your friends. May Allah protect your husbands if he's nice to you. If he's not, I hope karma collects him. I pray for your wives. If she's not a good person, may karma, come and collect. I wish y'all children the best in the world, the best things in the world. Yeah. Bye.